Yeah, since the change in management and his personal life, he just seems to have found the love of the game before, and he's got that nasty Daryl Gurney back. And listen, this match will get spiky.
Yep, I think so.
And spicy, because neither of these guys will back down against each other.
And Daryl Gurney, well, you thought he might have been superseded by Barry from EastEnders singing Sweet Caroline, but I think he's done pretty well conducting the crowd there with that sing-along. And the darts, the practice darts, are now being thrown between our two protagonists. Florian Hempel from Germany, who beat Jeffrey Desvan pretty well, actually, and beat him 3-1 in the first round.
It was a good game, wasn't it? It was a little bit back and forth early on, but his clutch finishing was good. He found the right shots at the right time, ended up 10 from 23 on the double, so a very healthy 43%. He's the outside of the two. Season numbers, 91-95. Nothing really in it between him and Gurney. Gurney 93-64. This is his 12th Worlds. We talk about experience. Wow, 12th.
Wow. Very experienced. Now, he did hit a 108 average against Peter Wright during the Players' Championship finals last month, but as well, in that tournament, he also hit a couple of 80 averages. So that, you talk about the range between the good and the bad. It is too big, and you have somebody like Krzysztof Ratajski whose high is 95 and his low is 94.5. I guess something along those lines.
No, you are. You're not far off. You're not far off. The range in Ratajski's game is probably one of the smallest of all the players.
So we're underway. Florian Hempel of Germany has the darts against the number 26 seed and starts with a nice, healthy 140.
I think Gurney wins, Dance, but
okay.
I don't think it's going to be plain sailing. Let's put it that way.
I think since I last watched Super Chin play, I think his equipment's changed a wee bit from what I can remember. Hempel's darts are all sort of smoke grey in terms of flights and stems. A little bit of red and white on the barrels. Yeah, very nice. Gurney's got these yellow and black translucent flights, white stems, and a little bit of gold on the barrels, in with the tungsten.
140.
And he throws the darts quite sharply at the board. Hempel's got this technique where he sort of aims twice and a stabbing motion almost with the dart before he lets it go. Quite unorthodox.
He's got game.
Oh, he can play all right. It's down to a 1-2-1 finish already after 9 darts.
Good switch from Gurney. Will stay there. Gets the 1-3-4 to leave 1-3-2. I prefer the 1-2-1 here, but there you go. Hempel starts on the ball. Treble 13 should be his next dart. He misses that. 18 for tops.
81.
Nicely done. So he will be on tops if Gurney can't take out 1-3-2.
Well, he'll be going for the ball himself. Gets a 25, leaves 107. Needed treble 19. Misses the 48 to leave top. So not too much pressure on this for Florian Hempel.
Double top for the German. Why is it on the top side? And he's too far inside. He was walking then, he thought he'd made it. Got a cross down for double 10, and he's inside double 10, and Gurney's got a chance to break in leg 1 from 72.
Looks like he's going treble 20. He is, and he's hit it. Double 6, double 3. Oh wow, what a dart that is by Gurney, punishing Hempel. And for me, that's the way to get the better of Hempel. Is every time he does make a bit of a boo-boo, make him pay for it.
Gurney got to round 4 last year at the World Championships and lost to Dave Chisnell in the end. Chizzy's up next after this game is done and dusted.
Him and Ricky Evans of late, they're losing more than they're winning, a lot more.
Yeah, that's it. Well, all these games from this point on are a flip of a coin. I didn't think that Pietreczko Van Veen was going to be a flip of a coin, but Pietreczko, credit to him, quite fantastic on the doubling. So he's knocked out another seed. That's a 12th seed that's gone.
It is.
So we've superseded last year's total. I forgot about that.
13, isn't it?
13 was 2019, I think, in terms of the most seeds. I'll look that up now. Thank you, caller. One moment. I'll just look it up on the old system.
Treble 20. not followed is with dart 3, 140 down to 209.
Since 2019, in terms of seeds eliminated in round 2, we've had 13 in 2019, and then 8, 6, 8, 3 in 2023, and 11 last year. So that's a trend that makes no sense.
No, it's interesting, that.
Volatile, I think, is the best way to describe that.
Yeah.
To go from 3 to 11 in the last 2 seasons, and then go from 11 to at least 12 this, doesn't suggest much of a trend.
No, but I'm suggesting a bit of burnout, maybe, but
okay.
We can ask the players about that at some point.
150 for Gurney won't go. Hempel's on 75 for a chance to break back in the second leg of this match here.
98. Florian, you require
So,
75.
treble 17, double 12 is the outshot for the German. Picks off the treble 17. 2 12s. Oh, he's well inside. He's halfway inside the centre of the big 12 bed. But he's pinned double 6 to rescue the leg, and it's 1-1. 2 breaks of throw. And a little impish grin on the face of Chris Mason.
Well, it was nowhere near the double 12, was it? You know, how can you be that far away and then pin double 6? But it is 1 apiece, 2 breaks to throw. I think that may well turn out to be a bit of a theme in this one.
Met Florian Hempel backstage earlier whilst he was waiting to speak to Sport 1, the German broadcaster that works out here. And we showed him a picture of our own Sam Matterface, who many think looks a lot like Florian Hempel. And he looked at the picture that we showed him of Sam for a good 10 seconds, silent, and then just went, yeah, a bit. And that was it. Shrugged his shoulders, and then he was off to do his next interview. So he thinks he looks a bit like... Check for yourself, just Google Florian Hempel.
What are we talking, a 20% looky-likey?
Well...
Or you going bigger?
I'm going 45% looky-likey. I don't think Florian was that convinced percentage-wise compared to me. But you can check it out, check him out. Just Google Florian Hempel and then Sam, and make your own decision. First maximum of the match goes to Hempel with the throw to try and get things back on throw in this first set.
100.
Response of a ton from Gurney. This does have the makings of a very, very close contest.
Absolutely. He's got 95 left after a treble and a single. Leaves 76. Gurney against the darts, back on 208. This is set 1. It's 1 leg apiece. If you are just joining us, Ricardo Petretsko got the better of Jan van Veen by 3 sets to 1 in our opening match of the night. 48.
16 for tops. Oh no, double forward, he's hit it. Do forgive me, I've got my maths completely wrong there. Hempel's taken out 76, Mace, with a 3-dart kill.
Yeah, back-to-back 15 darters.
128.
It's good covering on treble 18 twice from Gurney.
It's been a high-quality set so far. Not had a leg go over a 5th visit. Everything has been completed in 15, and that's a second max for Florian Hempel. Back comes Gurney. Doesn't follow the treble 20. Only a ton. Hempel leads 2 legs to 1 in set 1. 180 is putting down to 3-2-1. Finds another treble. Doesn't follow it. Gurney on 273.
140 only. Don't forget, a 9-darter means an awful lot to one particularly random member of any audience that happens to be in the room when a 9-darter is hit. 60,000 goes to the player, 60,000 from the title sponsor goes to Prostate Cancer UK Research, and 60 grand goes to a random member of the audience. So,
yeah, and if Luke Littler hits one, he can't have the money because he's not 18, and of course it's associated with the title sponsor, which is a betting site.
Yeah.
So our sponsor, Village Hotels, they kindly stepped in and said, well, we'll give him the money.
There you go.
139.
They are throwing 60 grands around. I'm up for it.
Hempel wants tops.
For the sat.
Yes. 1 dart left.
Do well to get one in there.
Oh, well, it was
wow.
so much blocking the bed. Stems, flights, barrels, all sorts, and he couldn't quite get that 3rd dart through. 74 for Gurney.
Double 18. is the double of choice. Oh,
38.
and even he reacts with exactly the same
Florian, you
expression.
require 20.
Double 10 for Hempel with one dart, and the first set goes to the German. Daryl Gurney not playing bad at all. Super chin. He had a 95 three-dart average in that set, but with an average of 103, Florian Hempel is picking up where he left off against Jeffrey Deswan. It's a race to 3 here to get into round 3, and we'll be back with the second set shortly here with Hempel 1 up. You are listening to coverage of the PDC World Darts Championship on talkSPORT 2 with our friends at Village Hotels. Hit the bullseye this Boxing Day at the best place to watch live sport.
talkSPORT 2, official broadcast partner of the Premier League.
Germany is 1-0
Playing well, isn't he?
on Super Chin. Daryl Gurney, yes he is. A 103 average in that first set, which is very, very healthy indeed. And Gurney wasn't playing badly.
No, he was just... problem for Gurney is he was limited to opportunities. He has only had 3 darts at a double in the entire match. And one of them was at 72, which he hit.
And so, Gurney will have the chance to get himself level here, but in these matches that are races to 3 sets, you don't have a lot of time if you find yourself a slow starter. But he wasn't a slow starter really. Gurney will have the darts in this second set. The number 20 in Northern Ireland. Right at the start of this second set, Super Chin.
He's obviously had a word with himself backstage and, right, let's go. Let's put him under it and see if we can make him wilt.
Well, it's not like he can have a word with anybody else back there.
No.
Only a single 20 as he starts his second visit, so another chance for a 180 is gone, but a lovely 140 to back up the maximum.
Listen, 9 darters, they happen when they happen. What's priority number one here for Gurney is just to try and put Hempel on the back foot a bit.
Absolutely, yeah.
Watch him pile in the big numbers and take out the shots and get level.
Gurney
2-0 down in a race to 3 is
a
big ask.
Marginally the smaller man, Daryl Gurney. He's got a blue and black darts jersey these days with Super Chin on the back. Hempel, taller, slenderer man with a...
Should be ball here, is it? 2 treble 19, should be ball.
From 306, and that's exactly what he's done. Bit of telekinetic work between Chris Mason and Florian Hempel.
Shots on for Gurney on the 1-2-1. Double 14 for a beauty. Oh, would have been a 12 dart hold.
Well, if Florian takes that 1-4-2, this will really be a dagger to Daryl Gurney. There's 1 treble 19. Can he get another? Oh, not quite. Just the wrong side of the wire.
But a previous visit, I can see why he's gone that way. The previous visit, he found 2 of them in the bullseye.
Gurney hits a 13 dart hold though to start set 2. That's the voice of Hugh Ware. You can hear our Welsh referee. Lovely fella. One of his top young referees coming through. We've got Kurt Bevins here as well. Charlie Corstefine making great headway as a referee.
One of the markers up there is also one that will be coming through next year or at some point. Obviously with Russ Bay retired, don't think it'll be too long before George Noble follows suit.
Indeed, so it's a kind of a...
Yeah, Owen Binks, the referee, the marker on stage.
Ah, yes.
He's also, well, he's done some UK Open reffing already. Does a lot of the Super Series refereeing.
I was about to ask you whether he does that, because of course that Modus Super Series is one tournament down in Portsmouth that Chris Mason and Paul Nicholson, our experts here, are affiliated with. Yeah, that's the tournament for non-tour card holders, for those that aren't aware.
It's like the championship.
Yeah, but it's a great breeding ground.
Incredible.
And people like Connor Scott have benefited hugely from the competition and the exposure that they've had through that Modus competition. Keep an eye out for it. It's on Pluto TV nowadays.
Yeah, well, we also sort of done a similar thing with Charlie Corstefine, so he did a lot of refereeing. You've got to remember, it's 105 games a week that he's refereeing, and now he's part of the PDC furniture, which means we can no longer use him as a referee. The players have the same contract with the PDC as they do the officials.
72 left for Hempel. He was on 1-1-2, tried to get a treble to leave himself in double 16. Eventually gets that 100, so he's left on double 6. Gurney to break 76, make that 56. So he goes 20 for double 18, 1 dart outside the bed.
His favourite double, and when he's absolutely at it, it's like that's on the end of a bit of string, but that's a long way out of double 6. But finds double 3.
Well, that's not the first time he's been way inside one double and then pinned the next.
Nope.
So it's 1 apiece in legs in set 2.
Not that he would understand what I'm saying, but I would sort of be like, you're going to take that? Really?
100.
So 1-0 Hempel, 1 apiece in set 2. Hardly anything between them. 98 average for Gurney, 102 average for Hempel. But in this set, Gurney's averaging 103, as is Hempel.
Gurney's never got past the quarter-final stage. The last time he reached the last 8 was in 2021 when Gerwen Price beat him. That was the tournament that was behind closed doors here.
Yep.
And as I mentioned, he lost to Dave Chisnell in round 4 in last year's tournament.
Yeah,
Chisnell coming up next against Ricky Evans.
That seems like it never really happened when we were here in an empty building. bringing you the commentary via talkSPORT.
It was eerie. We were actually sat away from the stage. We were sat where the fans' village is, doing our commentaries there, and that fans' village is just such a hub of activity.
125.
Real dirty deflection for Hempel
was.
Into single 5 from what should have been treble 20 for a max.
Yeah. Or even if it was a single 20, he'd be on 1-2-1, which is a much more achievable finish. Only one treble in the combination. The 1-3-6 needs 2 or 2 doubles. And he's got a 1.
So he has to rethink. 21 scored. Just 41 scored indeed. So he's only just broken 100. Gurney to go back in front in this set, wants 68. Treble 12, neatly hit for double 16. That's a really nice, efficient takeout of 68. And once again, his average is good. His average is 104, Daryl Gurney, for this second set, and he's 2 legs to 1 up.
What he'll start to do is he'll make Hempel feel like tons ain't enough, and he'll start to make him force. It won't affect his game. He's, like I say, he's vastly experienced, was pretty successful when he was a BDO player, of course, before he made the transition to PDC darts some 12 or so years ago.
Hempel,
and you can see a reaction now from Hempel that he hit a treble 20, hit a 5, and he's starting to get a little agitated because that's the pressure that Gurney keeps putting him under.
There's a lovely rhythm to the way he takes his dart from the non-throwing hand, Gurney. There's a real swish of motion to the rhythm.
That's not by accident.
No. So Gurney again is trying to get control of this set and take it. Hempel's throwing this 4th leg. He's ahead 191 to 350, but he's 3 darts ahead of Gurney, who's trying to get back on terms and doesn't quite do it with a ton. So Hempel's still in control of this leg. But a treble 5 doesn't help him. Doesn't readjust properly. Single 20 and back in treble 5 again. This is exactly what Chris Mason was talking about, the pressure that's applied and what it does. Yeah,
he's making him force, and that will then produce errors. But Gurney has to make sure he's there to take advantage of those errors. He's down to 156 on the Hempel throw, leads 2-1 in this set, but is a set behind.
Hempel can't take out 141, but a really nice cover on 25 leaves him on double 18.
Yeah, put a big hole in it, didn't he? This is a finish that Gurney loves. Treble 20's found, followed, double 18 for the set.
For a 156, brilliant! That's how you level things up. Daryl Gurney's fired up for this one. We sensed we were in for a bit of a close contest. There's a rueful look on the face of Florian Hempel as he goes off stage. He's been pegged back by Super Chin. Daryl Gurney takes out 156 to level it up. In a race to 3 sets, it's 1 set apiece. Don't go anywhere. The conclusion to this should be feisty. Gurney 1, Hempel 1 on talkSPORT 2. Darts on the radio.
talkSPORT 2, official broadcast partner of the EFL.
game to order. And the German right back in the red bit from the off at the start of this third set. Can he start us with a max? Not far off, only just north.
Yeah, an 8th 140, and well, the one thing you expect Gurney to dominate is the scoring department, and well, that's not happening right now. Scores between a ton of 139s 11-10 to Gurney. 1-4 is his 8-7 to Hempel. 1-8 is his 2-1 to Hempel. The only metric really where there's
62.
anything worth noting is the checkout percentage. 50% Gurney, 36% for Hempel.
140.
Good 140 from Gurney, just to keep in touch with Hempel at the start of this set. The German comes down to look for treble 19s or 17s. Picks off 3 17s to move down to 209, not quite on a finish. Gurney staying on the 19s from 303, hits a single, so he's back up to the 20s and then the 18s.
If the treble 19 doesn't go, you don't stay. Well, you can't if you don't like the lie, because 2 treble 20s will leave 164. But Hempel from 209 finds a ton. Steady away.
So Gurney just trying to keep with Florian Hempel in this first leg. Well, he's down to a finish as well, but Hempel gets first dibs at 109. 89 left, so he comes down for treble 19. 70 left with a single, and then went for treble 18 and a single there. So seen a 156 from Gurney. What about a 146? No, it's not going to go with a single 20. So can he get down to a 2-dart finish? He can. Hempel wants 20 for double 16 to take the lead again. It's one apiece in sets, just inside double 16. So double 8 next door is pinned very nicely. And Hempel is one leg to the good in set 3.
It very much feels like dance. Who's going to blink first?
56.
Feels like any kind of mistake will get punished.
Well, when you start a leg with 56, you are leaving yourself wide open to be punished. That's what Gurney did.
100.
Only 100 in response from Hempel, so it's not disastrous for Gurney.
He's trying to put it right here. Treble 20, single 20, treble 18 on switch, down to 311. Hempel 401. It's one set apiece. Hempel one up in this third set.
He's not happy with his first 2 darts that didn't find the red bit. Comes south for treble 17 and picks that off very nicely. So only a point in it after 6 darts apiece. 310 Hempel, 311 Gurney. But another trebleless visit for Superchin. He's had 10 already in this match. Hempel's only had 5.
Twice as many as a worrying stat. And another 140, a 13th. They're level now in that metric.
Gurney trying to get down to a finish from 251, but another trebleless visit on 2019 and 18. So 170, the big fish for Hempel, won't go with a single 20 to start. So he comes down to treble 19 and picks off 4 19s in the end. So 7th yaw left for the German. Gurney, what can he do from 194? How much can he pressurise the Hempel throw? Not much with the first 2 darts. No treble yet, but picks off treble 19 at the end of it. And looks across at the scoreboard and sees that Hempel needs 74. Oh, it's single 9. 65 left. Now he's got the bullseye. Oh, he's picked it off, rescued that. And a knowing look at the camera as he goes to take the darts out the board, knowing he's got away with one there, but he's suddenly 2-0 up with a break of throw. And he will throw at the start of leg 3. Daryl Gurney looking at the floor, adjusting his flights, trying not to make eye contact with his opponent. And Hempel, despite not being happy with some of his approach play, finds himself 2 legs up in this third set. Gurney looking at the 18s again. He's been looking at the 18s a lot in his early stages, but he can't find a treble there. Only 56 scored, so a scrappy start to this third leg. As Hempel
96.
goes running for cover on 19s instead.
Yeah, he's 83 in front of Gurney here, which you would think would get swallowed up, but it does. It's a ton. 3-4-5. Plays Hempel's 3-6-2. He's a leg away from winning the third set. He's found 2 treble 20s. He's starting to pile it in here.
180.
And there it is.
Gurney's set average, he's just dropped off here. Maybe it's Gurney starting to feel the pressure of Hempel, not the other way around, but that's a super visit. 2 treble 18s, down to 2-1-7. Hempel 1-8-2, single 20, single 20. Leads 2-0 in this third set. That's 1 set apiece.
Hempel, the former handball player in his youth, played for the Hamburg club, I think, before devoting his sporting career to the tungsten.
Florian, 82.
Made his PDC debut back in 2021. He was looking for bull for double 16. Hit 14, treble 18, hit now double 7 for the set. Oh, there it is. And almost a Johnny Clayton ferret finger pointing at the camera from Florian Hempel there. Now he's 2-1 up in sets. Although he did have the darts in that set, so Gurney...
We are still on throw
Yes.
effectively, but...
Well, Gurney going to try and start the set with a max, but third dart deflects into 5. But yeah, that average in that second set was 87 odd, I think, for Gurney, was it?
Yeah, just about 88, and it was 94 for Hempel, but it was a dominant set, wasn't it? It was 3-0, which gives him a 2-1 lead. But in terms of legs won, it's still only 7-4.
Well, I don't see any irritation from Gurney quite yet. He seems to be quite level-headed so far, despite the match position that he's in. I'll be honest, I was expecting a bit more feistiness between the two of them. That still may yet happen. But Gurney's just concentrating on his own game at the moment, trying to get himself back on terms, and that's a good 140 visit from him, but he's still not quite on a finish, the 26th seed.
Yeah, he's 84 in front on throw, on 180. Hempel 2-6-4, needs a treble, may switch. Did,
58.
but without success. So a bit of breathing space for Gurney. He's got 6 starts to get rid of 180 to win the opening leg of set 4. He trails Hempel 2-1. Never led
100.
in this game, apart from the opening leg. Since then, he's been playing catch-up.
Great cover dart on treble 18 from Hempel.
180.
Leaves himself 72. Gurney 80 to hold throw. 2 single 20s, leaves 1 dart at tops. Oh, he's way off.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't, because he is one of the players that can actually throw a flatty.
72.
So actually will go in the board below horizontal, that's not blocking out the treble, top sped. Well, he's at double top, he wants 12.
Double 6 for a break for Hempel. Can't get it. He's a good couple of centimetres outside double 6 at 3 o'clock on the board. So Gurney's now got 3 in his hand for tops and a clear board to aim at. And there it is with 1 dart. And it goes with throw. But the number 26 seed is under pressure. We saw 3 seeds go out last night. We've already seen 1 seed go out tonight.
137.
It was 3 outsiders last night, wasn't it? And they were big outsiders. We've already had one this evening with Ricardo Petretsko at 12-5. He duly obliged. Florian Hempel not quite that kind of outsider, but still, in terms of the betting he was 5-4, 8-13 about Gurney.
Yeah, make sure you're with us in the opening 15 minutes of our broadcast at 12:30 and 7 o'clock, and you will get
140.
the tail of the tape from Chris Mason, along with our friends from William Hill, about where you might want to have your 50 pence flutter.
Well, it's been a torrid, this tournament so far, been a torrid time for the punters.
Yes, the bookmakers do have the wheelbarrows full of
Our
cash.
Not mine personally, but punters' cash.
56.
Now 168 for Hempel, trying to level it up in this second leg. Can Gurney get down to a finish from 3-4-1? Well, he can't, but 140 is decent, so he's only 40-odd points behind. Hempel just moves along the oche to the left slightly, looking for 100 and gets a ton. 68 for the leg. It's real rat-a-tat-tat. They both get on with it fairly quickly.
Good thinking from Gurney, picking off the 25 to leave a 2-dart 96. 68. Well, it may not matter. Treble 20 Sven, double 4. Hold. 14 darter.
Great dart. So, 1-1. Both players still looking relatively unruffled. And I'm looking at Gurney in particular at 2 sets to 1 down. But here he is, popping in a maximum to start leg number 3.
I think it's some good kidology dance. I think they're both feeling it. It's a bit like the swan on the water where they're underneath, they're going billy-o.
Oh, and a maximum from Hempel in response. They've got us fooled here.
Really just bounce around the stage, doesn't he, Hempel? He has a certain presence to him.
Well, he's a tall man, of course.
I bet he was a handful on the
handball court.
Handball court.
Good dart number 4. Number 5 strays out of treble 20, so that 9-dart opportunity's gone. And he hits a ton too, so 2-2-1 apiece.
Absolutely. Nothing in this leg, but Gurney, he's back in, and he follows. 140, leaves 81. That's no gimme, especially under this kind of pressure. He knows he drops this leg here, it'll be Hempel thrown for the match in the next one. And that was almost a brilliant recovery, because the 1-2-1, had he found the treble 20 with dart 3, would have left him on a 2-darter. Single 15 leaves 66. He's taking a big gamble here. He went for treble 10, but he's hit it. Doesn't get the double 18. But had he hit a single 10, he won't get nothing. He could have gone 16 ball. He's basically saying, you can't take this out.
Which is 155, and Gurney's right, because Hempel can't take it out in 3 darts. What can he lay up? 97 scored, so 58 to break the throw if Gurney can't take out 2 18s. But once again, he's got a clear board to aim at here.
Yeah, that tells me he's full of confidence. He must be, his darts in practice must be very, very good.
Well, he was inside 18s, but he pinned double 9. So 2-1 in sets to Hempel, 2-1 in legs to Gurney in set 4. Hempel now with the throw. It's this and that, nip and tuck.
He wants to hold so he can ask Gurney the question in leg 5, but Hempel's record in deciding legs of sets is not a pretty one, but of course I don't have enough stats to look at how many occasions he's had the throw in last leg deciders that he's lost.
He lost heavily last year to Bunty in round 3. Didn't get a set off the bullet as he was dumped out of the tournament in the 3rd round, which is what we're heading for next. Don't forget, after tonight's session, there's a break for 3 days here at Ali Pali whilst they you know, get the vac out and everything, and then we're back in on the 27th.
Fumigate it.
Yeah, back in on the 27th of December as round 3 gets underway. And naturally we'll be here providing the very best commentary and watch-alongs on our Darts YouTube channel, interviews, everything you need to guide you through darts on the radio for this World Championship.
Oh, this is class from Gurney. He has found another gear when he's needed it. 121 points away from locking this one up at 2 sets apiece. Hempel from 204 finds a great 140 of his own there.
So to break the throw and win the set, 121 Gurney, treble 20 hit, 11 for bullseye for the set. Oh, he's way off. Hits 12.
Dart at the ball, a set dart at the ball. Treble 16 leaves double 8. Wow. Well, that is 3 consecutive 14 darters in this set. 2 of them to Hempel. The one in the middle of legs 2 and 4 was a Gurney 14 darter, and you'd think he'd be thinking about having one of those here.
100.
With no signs. I'm trying to find what the best leg is. No, there's been no 4-visit legs from either player. Well, if Hempel can produce one here, that may well be enough to take the match.
Both players averaging over 100 in this fourth set. Hempel just edging 3 points clear on 106 to Gurney's 103. And this is the question that Hempel wanted to ask Gurney. Get it back to 2-2 on throw and then see what Gurney's made of in the deciding leg when he has the darts. 2 tons from Gurney.
Well, that's tight.
Very tight. Couple of single 20s from Hempel, and only 41. He's lost the initiative he might have had there, Mace.
Yeah. And now Gurney feels a little freer. He knows he's not been punished, and he pops a 140 in his 12th of the contest, down to 161. Hempel 326 needs them all. He's not going to get them all. That's 80. That's 140. Keeps Gurney honest.
Okay, well, 3-dart checkout's possible. Treble 17 is next. 84 left. Back up to the 20s and leaves double 12 for the set. And an appreciative pat on the commentary table from Chris Mason for that layup. And only 41 scored again for Hempel. So it's up to Gurney to take us to a deciding set.
And no real pressure because Hempel stranded back on 145, but that was a wonderful set of darts from both players. 106.16 for Gurney in that set, 102.54 for Hempel. The averages, I mean, it's parity anyway. 2 sets apiece, 50% on doubles Hempel, 47% Gurney. The match averages 99.26 Gurney, 99.64 Hempel.
I knew we'd be going the distance with this one.
Oh, it did have 5 sets written all over it. I rate Hempel. I just wasn't sure how he was going to handle the constant pressure from Gurney, but to be honest, it's been the other way around.
Maximum from Gurney against the darts to start set 5. 2023, Daryl, Gurney might not have been in this position, but the improvements he's made in his game during the course of the past 12 months means that Super Chin is trying to take control of the darts against the throw. A 4th perfect dart, a 5th, and the 6th one just dips below.
Good effort. More importantly, Dance, he's 203 points in front.
Yes.
On the Hempel throw.
So the German now finds himself under a bit of pressure. He asked the question of Gurney in the last set, having got it back to 2-2, what you made of, and Gurney responded,
I'll show you.
2 single ones Gurney from 181, 179, but a pick off of treble 19 to rescue the throw. Goodness me, that was a pressure dart.
Yeah, 289 Hempel, single 20, runs for cover, no good down there, may come up. Well, actually switched to the 17s, so it's 2 sets apiece. This is the opening leg of set 5. Ricardo Petretsko already a winner earlier, 3-1 against Jan van Veen. Should stay there. Treble 18 leaves 32, which he finds. Hempel a long way back on 2-3-3.
Now the pressure's on the German, most definitely. Can he even get down to a finish? Well, Bullseye rescues that after 2 single 19s. But again, a clear board for Gurney. Double 16 for a break. There it is. Doubling's getting better as well. They're both on 50% for their doubles in this match. But the important thing to note there is that at the start of this deciding set, Daryl Gurney has broken and now has the dart 2.
All you ever want in a darts match is you to have the opportunity, and what he's done there is he's created the opportunity through quality. That was a 13 dart break of throw. Hempel would have had to have found a 15, which he's found plenty of, but
Hempel's looking for a max. 140 to match Gurney. Great game of darts. As you say, we haven't had a 4-visit leg, but the quality's still been just outside 4-visit legs almost every time.
Yeah, 14s. 15s, 14s, 13s. Been a proper game of darts this, and it's far from over.
57.
Trebleless visit for
Feeling
Hempel.
the pressure. 304 Hempel, 261 Gurney. Minus these single 20 moves. Really is a blocker. Just trying to dink it over the top. No.
60.
Tried to be a bit creative there. I understood why he wanted to stay there, because a ton would have taken him down to 161. And Hempel here, back to back.
60.
Troubleless visits.
So Gurney in control on throw, 40-odd points ahead in the red bit from 201. 120 scored. He knows he needs to come downstairs, and he picks off a 177 to set up double 12 once more to go within a leg of victory. And Hempel, his body language has suddenly changed. It's almost like
He's gone from 6'5" to about 5'11".
yep, he has shrunk, whilst Gurney wires double 12 on the outside, goes further away with dart 2, but pins it with dart 3. No great celebration from Superchin. He knows he's not there yet.
Oh, he just wants to keep it all in. He's staying in that moment. He's staying in the zone.
I'm impressed.
Yeah, this. Hey, listen, Daryl Gurney 2.0
100.
arrived in the early part of 2024, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. He has had everything thrown him at him here. And remember, he was behind, and he could have been in a bit of trouble. He's found a way to graft and grind.
Hempel's not done yet, though. He's got the darts in leg 3 to get something on the board.
100.
2 tons so far for the German. Gurney back on 406, less these.
Well, you go 4 tons and 101 out, it's a 15 darter, and that more often than not
59.
on throw, especially in this match, because we've not had any 12s or 11s or 10s. A couple of sniffs at a 9.
Yeah. Hempel, he's grimacing now, grinning and grimacing combined, because he can't find a treble again. Another trebleless visit, 19 trebleless visits to Hempel, 16 for Gurney, so there's not much between them in that particular comparison.
A big visit here could be enough for Gurney, but single, single, single
57.
down to 290, and that's given Hempel a bit of breathing space. He's on 241 at the hockey now.
Single 5 won't help him. Can he get down to a finish at least? Well, a good treble 20 there from Hempel. Can't follow it in because there's a deflection, but he's down to 156 to get a leg on the board. Gurney back on 290, right above the treble 20 wire, and he knocks out his second dart with a third that lands in the treble and ends up just scoring 80.
56.
First element of 156 he's got, and the second, double
Already had one
18.
from Gurney.
But we don't have one from Hempel. He's on the outside.
All Gurney will be thinking about here. Anything else is a bonus. But I'm going to be ready in leg 4 to serve this out.
100.
Steady turn from Gurney. So 3 darts at double 18 for Florian Hempel. Inside 18, so across to double 9. Pins that nicely, right in the centre of the bed too.
Florian Hempel.
So that's a 17 dart hold.
Yeah, all Gurney needed there was a 15 dart hold, and it would have been 3-0 in the set, and the first 3-0 in the set, and the first 2 legs were won in 13 and 15 by Gurney. But here we go again. As he back in to the zone. That zone is the treble 20. He's all over it. It's a great ton.
2-1 up in legs. This leg would win in the match. Gurney, he's got the darts. Hempel's got to find a way to edge past him, and he matches him ton for ton at the start of this 4th leg. Everything at stake here. Oh, Gurney's in the red bit again. Can he get a max? Yes, he can.
Super darts from Super Chin. That's his second 180 of the set, and he's had a 177 in there. Is he beginning to wilt here? Oh, he finds the treble 20 with his final dart. Down to 320, so 99-point lead for Gurney, minus these from 221. Single 20s, followed by another single 20.
60.
An edgy looking 20, but he's down to a finish. only a max here really, or 3 big trebles. There's one of them. Oh my goodness, there's another.
Here comes Hempel. He's got exactly what Chris Mason said he needed to get. Down to 140, Florian Hempel trying to break the throw and take us to a last leg in this deciding set. If he wins this leg, we have to have 2 clear legs. Gurney can't take 161. 55 scored. He's down to a 2-dart finish. This place would go mad if he gets 140 here, Hempel. Well, he can't. He's hit
still wants to
20.
stay switched on. 96 that Gurney needs is no gimme. Only 60. So treble 20, double 18. Gurney would have done this hundreds of times in his career.
Treble 20, double 18. No, 76
double 18
left.
tops.
He's gone treble 12 instead to get himself on tops, but he's way above.
Flashed at that one, didn't he?
And now the chance goes the way of Florian Hempel to take us into sudden death.
Florian, you require 80.
Well, there's the call from Hugh Ware. Single 20. Another single 20 right next to tops, blocking a bit of the bed. He's got 1 dart in hand, Hempel, and he's not found it. He's gone underneath.
How close was that? It literally was pinned underneath the tops wire. He fears the worst.
Match point again to Daryl Gurney. 3 darts in hand for tops. Inside tops, so down for double 10. Pins double 10, and Super Chin sees off the challenge of Florian Hempel and makes his way through to round 3 to take on the ferret, Johnny Clayton. It didn't go to sudden death, but it very, very nearly did. Florian Hempel had darts to take us to 2-2 in sets and legs, but having just dropped inside double top, Daryl Gurney did the business on double 10, and Super Chin gives a big hug to his opponent, who looks very gracious in defeat.
It was a super game of darts, and they sort of looked at each other and went, phew, that was hard work. And listen, they both played their part in yet another super game at this year's PDC World Championship. End average is 98.31 for Gurney, which is really good numbers in a game that was so to and fro. 96.44 for Hempel. He's had another good tournament. His tournament average is close to 95. He's at 12.18. His tournament doubles 44%, but against a refined Daryl Gurney, it just isn't enough.
So congratulations to Super Chin, through to round 3. You'll be hearing from him later on here on talkSPORT 2. I'd like to take this opportunity to say Merry Christmas to Chris Mason, who takes his leave in the commentary box. He's driving home for Christmas. He'll be listening to talkSPORT 2 on his way back up north, and I'm sure you will too as our coverage continues. Next up, Mark Wilson and Paul Nicholson will be back in the commentary box to bring you our 3rd match of the night, which will be Dave Chesnell taking on Rapid Ricky Evans here on your home of darts on the radio, talkSPORT 2.
talkSPORT 2, official broadcast partner of the English Football League.